It's interesting because I'm often asked about this whole work-life balance and how do you figure it all out and so forth. And I think one of the reasons I've come to where I'm at is, number one, I've made a lot of mistakes. And back when I became a CEO almost 24 years ago, when I was in late 20s. And I've made so many mistakes, and back then there weren't any, no one was honest about the mistakes they made, and so I didn't have a chance to go to anybody. I had to read books, and I had to make mistakes and learn from it. So I vowed early on that when I got to a point where I had some lessons to share, that it was my responsibility to help that hand up and share with other young, primarily female, but other young executives. I think the second thing is blessed because I grew up overseas, so I spent time in Singapore, Taiwan, and Korea. And my parents, my father was with Litton Industries, and my parents were always so supportive, and from a young age, I always thought I could do anything. And my parents, every summer, just to show you this whole risk-taking, live your passion, is every summer they would turn in their business class tickets, because we had a home leave. When you live overseas, you would have a home leave. They'd turn them in and we would go some exotic place. So I was in Moscow in the early 70s, and I was in India, in Nepal in the late 60s, and I was in Europe in 73. I mean, some phenomenal stories. And it taught me, number one, you learn to become creative, you learn to become ingenious, you learn to become the word I'm looking for, very honest about what you need and what you don't need. And what a great experience. And then lastly, I'm very fortunate that I found a wonderful husband who is supportive, and not only is he my husband, but he's my best friend, and we're business partners. And we've done that for the entire career, which is, again, all those things give me the ability to be clear about yes, to be clear about no, to be clear about not now. And I think women just need to take more risks and get more clear with themselves about what's important.